Hello everyone, it is MisterStubstep and I have for you the final set in the Sun and Moon series of sets, Cosmic Eclipse. So I just finished doing this. Actually, before I get into this, I have timestamps down below. Feel free to skip to whatever parts you're actually here for. But yeah, I just finished doing this, and Hidden Fates, the Shiny Vault, Unified Minds, like those were rough. But for some reason, Cosmic Eclipse, it just took so much out of me. The research was fun. I found out a lot of cards that I should probably consider, send to grading that I have within this set. But oh my gosh, Cosmic Eclipse it's an otherworldly set. Oh my goodness. Like, Sun and Moon finished strong, that's for sure. It finished strong. All right, so we'll go over the spreadsheet at first. So release date 31 October 2019. So what, about a year and almost a half ago? Base card total is the same as Unified Minds at 236. But what makes it even bigger is that secret rare total of 35, which it is padded a little bit, but I think there's a total of 12 character cards, but still 271 cards. If you have a master set of this, I salute you. My goodness. This spreadsheet is as of 21 February, so it will be outdated as soon as it's posted. But I mainly do this to save you guys a few hours of research. Today this took a while. And it's just nice to see a snapshot and, see cards' potential for the future. This is all just my opinion. This is all just a discussion that we have to see, which cards we think will be worthwhile, 10, 20 years from now. All right, so going over the spreadsheet, card is self-explanatory, rarity is self-explanatory. Oh, for the card, if it's italicized, I actually own that card. I'm going to try to show pictures of, like my pictures of the cards versus just, screenshots online if I actually have the card. Rarity, self-explanatory. Raw on TCG Player, it's the marketplace value on TCG Player rounded down to the nearest dollar. Grade, I try to find a PSA 10 sold listing on eBay, or the closest thing to it. If it's other grading companies, that's fine. And the reason why I do this is because it's still the most common and holds the most premium besides, like Beckett Black labels. But it's just the most common, so that's why it's my standard. For sold price, this is the most recent sold price, unless there's multiple sold within the same day, then I might take an average if there's a huge difference between the sold listings. But it's the most recent sold price, rounded up to the nearest dollar, and not including shipping. And then the date of sale is when it was sold, so if it's been selling recently, then it's still a common card that people are looking for, or maybe there's just a lot of them. If it hasn't been sold for a while, it's either not that popular, or maybe it's pretty rare to find it, in that grade. And then the PSA 10 population, I have a few R's in there. That means it was just the reverse holo, but, those don't really matter because they're lower rarity cards. But the number on the left is total of 10s, total of PSA 10s, and the number on the right is the total registered with PSA. And this is only PSA. And then there's some color coordination for your information. All right, so let's get into this set. Sorry about that. I had to make a quick cut. I realized I didn't actually highlight any of the ones that I wanted to talk about. So anything in red are the cards that I'm actually going to talk about. So if it's red and italicized, then I have it, and we're planning on talking about it. And the reason why I'm doing this is because you're going to come to find out there's over 80-something cards in this set that are worth over $1. And I list everything that's over $1 on TCG Player on this list. So this just keeps me in check to avoid me from, going off about some card that I shouldn't even be talking about. So starting out with the Vileplume GX. I think this is a very nice artwork for the regular GX. I think a lot of these GXs do have nice artworks, and, it has Erica in it. And it's a beautiful card, sold for $67 at a PSA 10. We got Excadrill, which is going to be the first of the character cards that we talk about. And this sold for $124 in a PSA 10. Makes sense why, why it's the least valuable, and it's raw, because, Excadrill isn't a super popular Pokemon, and then the gym leader that is with it, not super popular either. But it is a character card nonetheless. These character cards are right now going for a lot because people kind of put them in the same category as full art, trainers, or full art cards in general, because a lot of people, it's just been really hyped up right now. I think it's kind of on a downtrend, and I think especially for these character cards because they are so easy to pull and they're in the reverse slot, so it's interesting to see where these go. Venusaur and Snivy GX. I have this card. PSA 10 is $60. I personally really like the artwork on this card. It's not a super hard card to pull. It's, just a regular ultra rare, but I just really like this artwork. I thought Venusaur and Snivy, their combination was just kind of lame, but hey, it's cool. Stoutland, another character card, kind of the same boat as the Excadrill, $126 in a PSA 10. Gallade, $141. This is another character card in a PSA 10. That's not bad. Weavile, $140 in a PSA 10. We're getting slightly better with these character cards. If you didn't notice, I'm probably going to talk about almost all of these character cards. Magnemite, another one that I actually have, sold for $105. I mean, a lot of people like, Lieutenant Surge or LT Surge, whatever you want to call them, in Magnemite. It's a cute photo, 105. Wishy Washy, another one that I have, and I believe it's Lana in there, $148 in a PSA 10. I originally did not have these cards lined up to send to PSA, but honestly, it just makes sense to send all of them. I mean, even if they get 9s, they're still selling for about 30 to 50 bucks, so I think it's worth the risk. Unless that is if PSA increases their prices. Or I might look to other grading companies. Steelix, another character card, $140. So this one was odd. Its most recent sold listing was for 50 bucks, but then I went like a few days back, it sold for 140, and then I went like a week back and it sold for like 200. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to put this at 50, but it might be on a downwards trend. Who knows? We got Naganadel and Guzzlord GX alternate art for 250 bucks. Our first green, which personally, Naganadel, very forgettable Pokemon. Guzzlord, I feel like it's either you love or hate Pokemon, but it is an alternate art, which a lot of people, they gobble those alternate arts up. Torkoal, another character card. This one has Flannery, a Gen 3 gym leader. It's a female, 293. I think that's a little on the high side, but I mean, 72 out of 133. It's a little over half for grading a PSA 10, but I don't know. I think that's a little high, but hey, people like it. Coughing, $188 for a PSA 10. Another character card, not bad. Mimikyu. This one I own, and I'm 160 is a very respectable amount for a PSA 10, especially for a card that easy to pull. But I really like this card a lot. I'm not a huge fan of Mimikyu or this gym leader. I will admit it did scare me when I first played through the game, and you go to that back room and you see Mimikyu. I will admit it did freak me out a little bit, and I was probably I don't even know how old I was. Probably 1920 or 2021, I can't remember. But yeah, it was pretty freaky. Or maybe older than that. Oh well. Alright, Piplup, another character card. This one has Dawn, I believe, in the photo. $215 in a PSA 10. This is just a really cute photo. Piplup's a cute starter. And, I mean, Dawn's, she's a pretty cute character. We have the first of the ADP cards that I'm going to talk about, and the full art. This is just the regular full art, so I personally do think this is a much uglier card. This is a very competitive card, $200. Yeah, and this is like, one of the lowest lowest variant of this card in price. Got the Vileplume GX Secret Rare. I think this is a beautiful card, $200. I'm a sucker for grass Pokemon. That's what I always choose, and Erica's a grass-type gym leader. You got the rainbow version. It's really neat. Vileplume getting some love. Ends Resolve. So the male full art trainers don't usually get that much love unless, it's a popular character or it's just like a good card, good artwork. And this is a good artwork for Ends Resolve. A lot of people liked N, Generation 5, kind of antagonist, but not really. He just made you really think about what's really good and bad, and a lot of people liked him, and I do think this is a good card too. $206 PSA 10, not bad. Professor Oak Setup Full Art, $240. I mean, it's Professor Oak. It's a full art card. I mean, it speaks for itself. Blastoise and Piplup GX alternate art. I'm going to be honest. The Blastoise and Piplup cards in this set, I don't really think any of them are that good of artworks. Like, we're going to get to the rainbow eventually, but even that one, I just don't think they're that good looking. But $313, you cannot deny that. Solgaleo and Lunala GX, the Rainbow Rare, $355. Like, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there is a lot of green down here. A lot of green. And a lot of these cards, like, a lot of them don't even have over 100 graded. But yeah, not bad. The Charizard and Braixen GX, I did skip over the regular GX, but here's the full art for $223. I personally like Charizard and Reshiram a lot better as a combo, but they did Charizard and Braixen in this one. And I actually do own this card, but for some reason there's like some weird damage on mine that it made me not want to originally submit it, but probably just going to end up submitting it anyway because it's a Charizard full art card. Reshiram and Zekrom GX, $330 in a PSA 10. This is the secret rare. I think this is a cool looking card. I don't like Reshiram or Zekrom, but this is a cool card. Mallow and Lana full art. This is a beautiful full art. $203 in a PSA 10. A lot of these cards sell for really high raw, which is kind of surprising. But there's like so many cards to pull in this set, so it makes sense. If there's only like 3 or 4 secret rares, then, or a certain amount of ultra rares, then they're still hard to pull, but you only have so many to like select from. But when you have this many, it's really difficult to get the actual ones that you want. Solgaleo Lunala GX Full Art, $300. I think this is like it's not quite an alternate art, but it just looks really good. It has Lily in it, so, I mean, people love Lily. I'm still Team Marnie, but people love Lily. Cynthia and Caitlyn Full Art, another beautiful one, only $213. Usually Cynthia holds a little bit more of a premium, but maybe Caitlyn's bringing her down. I don't know. Blastoise and Piplup GX Rainbow Rare, $485. This is definitely one of those Rainbow Blastoise cards that people look for. I mean, it's a good-looking card, but, well, I was talking about how it was kind of ugly. It's good-looking because it's Rainbow and it's Blastoise, but I don't know. I feel like they could have done better. The Pikachu character card. So this only sold for $165. It's the only yellow amongst the green sea. And it's been a little bit on the decline because, I mean, look at it now. So many people submitted this card to PSA because they're like, oh, shoot, that's a good card. So I think everyone's realizing there's a lot of these out there, and most people didn't think twice to grade these because you can get them so easily. They just probably pulled the card and was like, oh, that looks nice. I mean, that's exactly what I did. And then I'm like, oh, I need to submit this for grading. So, yeah, it's definitely a neat card, though. I'm glad I have it. You got the ADP alternate art. So normally I'd save the best for last, but because I'm just, going down with gravity, $550. This is actually taking the cake, and it's actually funny. I know he isn't the sole purpose, and there's a whole bunch of like things that contribute to this, but I almost want to call this the twice-baked Jake effect, because in Team Up, he was a huge proponent of the Latios and Latios alternate art. And that is the #1 card in that set. I think it sells for almost $1,000 in a PSA 10. And he's a huge proponent of this ADP alternate art as well. He just likes the alternate arts in general. And this is the #1 card in the set. It even beats out the freaking Charizard. Like, my goodness. Like, ADP just said, nah, you ain't nothing to us. I mean, when you got, time, space, and then, the god of all Pokemon, yeah, that's pretty hard to beat. Red and Blue Full Art, $400 in a PSA 10. Very respectable. I mean, you can't go wrong with red and blue. I mean, seriously. Lily's Full Force, PSA 10, sold for $521. A very close third. Very close third. I do prefer my Lily from Ultra Prism, but this is still a good-looking card, too. She has her hair in the ponytails. She's ready to do her Z dance or Z move or whatever it is. You got the Rosa Full Art, a classic. People love Rosa. $455 in a PSA 10. Very respectable full art trainer. And finally, the highest raw, like the highest sold like ungraded card at $131. Charizard and Braixen GX Rainbow Rare for $500, and then it sold in a PSA 10 for $525. It makes sense because it's harder to pull than a lot of these full art cards and character cards, and it's Charizard. But its PSA 10 does not hold strong against, others. I mean, there's 400 out of 639, so well over half, well over a 50% ratio. So, I mean, it's Charizard, but it got second to ADP. This is the first time in a while where we didn't have, bold lettering for every single category, the ungraded price, the graded price, and the highest number of PSA submissions. So that's interesting. All right, we'll go down some tidbits at the bottom. So I took out Ultra Prism and left all these ones because out of all the ones that were left, Ultra Prism was the least collectible in my opinion. And yeah, I honestly believe Cosmic Eclipse beats out Unified Minds. I mean, Unified Minds beats it in GX average, which, I mean, that's whatever. There isn't a ton of amazing GXs in this set, but even so, it still held its own pretty well. Full Arts destroys Unified Minds. And then for Secret Rares, it comes very close to Unified Minds. So, and then it has 83 cards over $1. So I think Cosmic Eclipse is the second most collectible set within the Sun and Moon series of sets behind Hidden Fates. But yeah, I think they just finished really strong with it. And then over here, a Master set sold recently for only $1,000. I feel like it should be a little bit more than that, but maybe I'm just not doing my math correct. There isn't any super mega major hitters. Like, the big hitters all have around 500. So maybe that's something to take into account. Well, like in a PSA 10, that is, perfect condition. or near perfect condition. But so maybe the 1,000 mark makes sense. But yeah, I mean, it's a large set. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of potential. And I feel like 1,000's a little low, but I mean, it sold, today, at least the time that I'm filming this, for that much. So, hey. And there was actually another sold listing, I think, like a week ago for the same price too. So who knows? Maybe there's something fishy going on. Oh, I actually entered, or I had a little thing. There was the full set of the character secret rares, that I've talked about a lot in this video. And they were selling for like a little over 140. I just ran it up to 150. So that's not bad for all of them ungraded. It's not bad. This is actually like a subset of cards that I definitely want to complete. I want to definitely have all the amazing rares, and then these character cards I really like. I think I only have half of them, so I just have to get the remaining half, but I have a lot of the big hitters already. So average booster pack, $8.97. Average elite trainer box. This is a really beautiful elite trainer box, I will admit. Like, I'm not an elite trainer box collector. I only get the ones from the special sets or the holiday sets, whatever you want to call them. But this is a beautiful elite trainer box, 128, and then the booster box selling for 356. Honestly, expected value, I actually opened one of these. This was actually the first booster box I opened on my channel. I opened up a Cosmic Eclipse booster box, and it was really fun. I really wanted to open another one, but the price just shot up so quick, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess, it's not meant to be. But yeah, it's a fun set to open. It kind of gives me, I would put it maybe like on Vivid Voltage level. You have something in the reverse slot. There's the alternate arts. There's some good secret rares. It's a good time. All right, so we'll kind of go over the tiers of collectability, at least what I think for this set. So starting with the low tier, I'm just going to put all the character cards. Do they have, massive potential for the future? Maybe, especially like a full set of them, or if you have like a full PSA 10 set of all the character cards, or, specific ones like the Pikachu or the Mimikyu, or just the ones I really like. But I think they're all rightfully deserving of the low tier slot. For the mid tier, we can get a little bit more specific. We have the Venusaur and Snivy Rainbow Rare. We have Ends Resolve Full Art, Professor Oak Setup, the Charizard and Braixen Full Art, Malo and Lana Full Art, the ADP Secret Rare, or the Rainbow Rare. Who is this? The Caitlyn and Cynthia, or Cynthia and Caitlyn Full Art, the Solgaleo and Lunala Rainbow Rare, the ADP Full Art, just the regular Full Art, and then Naganadel and Guzzlord alternate art, because I mean it's sold for a decent amount. I gotta respect it for the mid tier. And then for the high, we actually this is the most I've ever put in high tier. Like, my goodness, we have the Charizard Rainbow Rare, Charizard and Braixen Rainbow Rare, Rosa Full Art, Lily's Full Force Full Art. We got Red and Blue. We have Arceus Dialga Palkia or ADP alternate art, which is the #1 card in the set as of right now. The Blastoise and Piplup Rainbow Rare, the Solgaleo and Lunala Full Art alternate art. This is a beautiful card. Reshiram and Zekrom Secret, and then the Blastoise alternate art. Blastoise and Piplup alternate art, which I personally don't like, but it's sold for over 300, so you got to respect it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Please let me know if you guys have any feedback on this set, or on anything that I said, if you agree or disagree. If this is your second video of mine, definitely consider subscribing. And if you like what you saw, leave it a like. If you don't like what you saw, then leave me some feedback down below, or dislike the video. It really provides me insight on how you guys actually feel about these videos. I might take a break this week from doing one on Wednesday. I'm not sure. Wednesday's actually the day when I'm going to be picking up a bunch of Shining Fates from my local card shop. So I might try to put out just like an opening video that day, or who knows, because I think next on my plate is either going to be promos from Sun and Moon, Darkness Ablaze, or I'm going to start with the X and Y series. Actually, I probably will do the promos first. It'll be between promos and Darkness Ablaze is what I do next. But yeah, then I'll jump into X and Y, or XY, just all those sets, which hopefully will be a little bit better, because those sets have had some time to settle, and I won't have hopefully 83 cards over $1. I mean, a lot of those sets, that would be like almost the entire set. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and the links to the sheet and the playlist to all these other value discussion videos on these sets are down below as well. And yeah, thank you guys so much, and I wish you guys the best of luck with your pulls.